What's up, everybody?
What's up, y'all? I had delayed reaction. My brain wasn't working for a second.
Guys, super excited that you're joining us for the Tug of More.
That's right.
Are you okay with that intro?
Yeah, I'm good with it because the truth is yesterday was our 13th year birthday and we had a party all day long. And so I'm just having a little bit of what we call a holy hangover, like a little bit of just the Mondays. And so I'm trying to like get over it. So I'm fine now. I just had a little bit of a moment.
Dude, I'm feeling good. Did you wake up and go to the gym this morning?
I did, but yeah, shout out. I didn't go at my normal 7 a.m. I didn't get there till probably like 9:45 at 10. It might have been 10.
Oh, I went. I still went at 7.
Good job.
Gym is dead as mug. I don't know what happens in October. It's like in October, everybody gives up and like nobody. Yeah. It's a holiday?
No, today's Columbus Day. It was jam-packed when I was there.
How long do you celebrate Columbus Day?
Well,
like forever?
There's actually a controversy because Columbus, I guess, wasn't a good dude or something.
But hey, nobody's a good dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's a good dude?
Exactly what I thought was
everybody's got some stuff in their closet.
I'm so thankful for Jesus because if I got judged on my worst day, I would be in trouble. So I don't know, but it was busy when I was there. But you're right, the 7 a.m. life is the best time to go, though. I think because then
7 a.m. at the gym is great because you're later than all of the hardcore.
Correct.
I have to be to the gym by 5 to be in the office by 7. So you're earlier than those people, which those people are really intense.
They're super intense.
And then you beat all of the stay-at-home moms.
Right.
So it's not just like aerobic size class.
Now the stay-at-home people. There's so many people that I'm like, where do these people work? But they just work at home.
That's what they probably thought of you about when you rolled in at 9:45.
That's true.
What does this lady do for a living?
But we went, we did it. We made Monday happen. I'm proud of us.
Guys, we're glad that you're here hanging out with us. Tug of More. Just a conversation between two friends.
That's right.
Where we talk about this idea that we believe that God has more for us.
That's true.
But, the sorry thing is, even though you know there's more for you, you are where you are. You're at where you're at.
Yep.
And so there's this gap between where you feel you want to go and where you're currently living your life. And that distance is the tug of more.
That's the tug of more. It's the tension, the fight. It's a daily decision that you have to decide, am I going to keep tugging into more today? And I feel like we did because we showed up today.
Oh, dude, we were tugging in all weekend.
That's right.
So our 13th birthday, can you even believe that we've been around our church? More Church has been here for 13 years.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. In second service, I was really excited, and I said, "We've been here 13," and I had like Samuel L. Jackson pop into my head. You know how Samuel L. Jackson always says the swear words?
Oh, yeah.
We've been here 13.
You almost said that?
No, didn't almost say it, but it like, you know how your brain, you're preaching.
That's when you would have got canceled.
These rogue thoughts pop into your brain.
Yes.
That's why you can't be listening to the swear words.
It's true. You're right.
Samuel L. Jackson almost got me.
He almost got you. Well, also yesterday we talked about that we are now like a teenager as a church. And so I think that's funny because you said it like, I don't know about you, but I was crazy when I was a teenager. And so I'm like, maybe we're about to enter into some of our crazy years, but I think they're going to be fun years. And we're going to have a little bit of independence, a little bit of more maturity, but it's exciting.
Yeah, we're like almost alive.
Adults.
We're almost adults.
Alive.
And it was
super fun.
It was super fun. We did all kinds of things.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So we always say that we're party starters here on earth so we can start parties in heaven. And so we take that like full go in our church. And
That's
so
true.
like on a Sunday, we say it all the time. This is a unique Sunday, but then it seems like every Sunday is a unique Sunday because we do like big party things all the time.
Yeah, so we've been pushing a lot of stuff for our birthday. One of those is that we opened our new Playscape. Play place
area
for
Playland.
Our preschool kids.
Yes.
We had and have grand aspirations of getting custom designed soft play super cool stuff in that.
Yeah.
But when we really did the research on how much that custom soft play stuff was, it was like $100,000.
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
That's more money than we are willing to spend right now.
Yeah, in this current season.
And so we found some used soft play stuff.
Unless you own a soft play place company and you would like to sponsor the Tug of More.
Yeah, dude.
And donate it to our church.
Hit us up. We'll interview you.
That's right.
Shout out. You can be our sponsor.
Yeah, there it is.
So we got some stuff that I found through a connect on Facebook.
It used to be your friend called Craig. Now it's your friend called
Face.
So
That's what I wondered. Found some stuff, and then we ordered some like outdoor play. What are they called?
Playscapes, playhouses.
Yeah, and so we got it in there. It's looking good. So we pushed to get that done.
Yeah.
A couple other little details around the building as we're in the midst of renovation, which you may hear. There's currently impact drills going on behind
Yes.
us. We can hear it. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but
No.
we're going to push through.
Yeah.
'cause
It's not
forget it.
the jackhammering that it was
not-
a few
they're
weeks
not
ago. It's not
jackhammering.
that. So it's fine. Okay, go.
And then to celebrate the birthday party, we had photo booths and big 13s full of balloons.
Yes.
And then we had some photos hanging from
That's
the ceiling.
right. We had photos hanging from the ceiling. It's something we did years ago, and
Yeah.
then we did multiple years in a row, and then we stopped doing. And then somebody, I think Easton and Tim talked about it. They were like, "What a great idea to do that again! Now that we have a new building, we can hang it from our new ceiling." And it was super. It turned out super great.
Yeah.
It turned out great. We also had cake. So much cake.
We had 4 sheet cakes.
Yes, super
that said
fun.
"Happy Birthday, More Church."
Yeah.
That we passed out. Now I have a big issue though.
What is your big issue?
We only, and if you are part of More Church and you were here on Sunday and you agree with me, I want you to comment and get on my side because I'm going to have staff meeting tomorrow and I'm about to deal with everybody.
Oh no.
We ordered 4 sheet cakes and guess how many of them were chocolate?
I knew that's what you were gonna say. 9.
0.
You're right.
No, not even marble. Just straight up plain Jane lame vanilla. Don't be giving thumbs up over there, Easton. We had white cake with white frosting.
Yeah. Lame.
What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. You're right.
How
I'm
about
like,
the brown?
I also prefer chocolate.
It sounds like they're got a wrecking ball back there.
Yes, like it's gonna come through the wall at any moment. I also prefer
Can
chocolate.
you hear it
so
real
I
loud,
don't know.
Easton? Is
No.
it real loud? Okay.
He said he can't really hear.
Okay.
Okay.
You prefer chocolate cake?
Yes,
Yeah, but you like
always.
red velvet. I don't like red velvet.
Yeah, but chocolate and red velvet are kind of this like they were like in a running. You know that red velvet is basically chocolate.
Lies.
That's what they say.
Well, I don't care what they say.
It's red. It's chocolate cake with red dye. The dye is what probably makes it not
Yeah,
as good.
my mouth doesn't
But
really
yeah,
like red
vanilla.
velvet.
I don't know why. That's all we had. You're right.
Okay, so we had that,
Yep.
and we had the photos.
We did.
But the photos in a meeting were a fantastic idea.
Correct.
But then post-COVID world and employees and things being the worst.
Let's just talk about
it.
it.
Turned into kind of turned into a disaster. Really.
I don't know if you noticed, but if you used to purchase something and now you go to purchase it again, it costs like 3 times as much as it used to cost.
Yeah, I know.
That
yeah,
is
tell me about it.
crazy. And so this brilliant idea that used to be a super cheap thing to do.
And simple.
And very simple to just order poster board, foam board,
Photos.
We did the research online, found out that ordering from because we had the idea. There's the one thing that we did well. We had the idea weeks in advance. It wasn't like
yeah.
we did it like last minute. We 3 weeks in advance did the research, found out it's actually cheaper to just order it from Walgreens.com 24-hour whatever than it is to do it on one of those companies that takes like a week or something. It's so loud behind. Can you hear it? Yes? No? Okay. We love y'all. Sorry. And so so we were like, okay, we'll order it the week before. We'll get it in we'll have it ready so that Monday afternoon we can start hanging them in the lobby. We'll get it ready to go. And golly, man, I don't even know where to begin. But we ordered it at Walmart.com, have the confirmation emails, have all the things ready in our hand, and Monday afternoon start calling and are like, hey, can we come pick up our orders? We haven't got the it's ready from you. And they are all like, what order? And we're like, the one with this order number. Here it is. Repeating the order number. Oh, we don't have that. Well, here's what we need. How soon can you get it? Oh, we don't even have foam board, I don't think. You don't think or you do? I'm not sure. All of it. Oh my word. So then we leave Walgreens, forget you Walgreens, start calling CVS, I feel bad. I'm shouting out all of these places that did a terrible
Hey,
job.
listen, man, they need to pull their junk
I
together.
know, I was going to say, I feel kind of bad, but literally went through 3 different places. Finally, we're like, okay, Walmart's going to be our guy. They're going to get it done for us. And it was supposed to be ready.
Now,
When's-
here's what we have to know. We're ordering 100 large, 2 foot by 3 foot photos.
But they have professional
yeah.
photo things.
They have professional equipment, but let me tell you what else they have. A 19-year-old working there
Well, I
that
know.
doesn't want to do their job.
This is true.
This is the problem.
This is true.
That person saw your email, saw the order, and was like, man, I don't want to do 100 of these. And they were like, sorry, we don't have your order.
Yeah, it's
And-
so weird. I still can't figure it out. And so then Walmart, they only allow you to do it in orders of 30 because
Okay.
of maybe that, what is it? 32.
Okay.
There you go. Specifics. And so we did 3 orders of 32 and 1 order of 4.
From
right?
different Walmarts?
2 different Walmarts. Yes, divided them out. And then they still, of course, they're supposed to be ready on Wednesday. They don't get it on Wednesday. They say it'll be Thursday. So by Thursday, we get it. And then they still don't print 25 of them. And nobody will take responsibility for the fact that you didn't print them all. And so we're like, or maybe it's 40. I don't remember how. It doesn't matter at this point how many it was. It was like a lot of the order. We still don't have. And we're like showing them. Here's the photo. Here. They don't care. My bad. I'm sorry. Here's the customer service 1-800 number. You can call and you can try to get a refund through them. What a mess. And so Destiny talks to the people at the FedEx by the Parks Mall, shout out. And they're like super nice. And they're like, if you'll bring it to us on a thumb drive, we'll get it done for you as soon as we can. And so we hang what we have on Thursday night. What?
The problem is the price keeps going up too.
Oh, of course it
because
does.
going from Walmart online to now in-person rushed at FedEx.
Well, let me explain. Let me
let's
also
not talk
say,
about how much it is.
No, because what is true.
A simple creative idea is now shooting us in both feet.
Well, that's what I was so also frustrated by, is that our team had done the research to find, like, In Order is actually who we called of the prices. Like, they knew which one was the cheapest and which one had the best coupon and all the things. And we ended up at the most expensive place in the end. And then, so then on Thursday, I'm like, perfect, you guys are the best. We get them the pictures on Friday, or the thumb drive at the moment they open on Friday morning. And they're like, yeah, we'll have it done by 2, which we all know is not going to be 2.
Yeah.
But I go there at 3 and just say, give me all of whatever you have ready. And I'll just come back in a little bit when you have the rest ready. And they're like, yeah, they're super nice. I'm so like, thank you, God. We finally solved this thing, right? I get here to the church in the auditorium. And mind you, we've had a team Thursday night, a team Friday ready to go. Oh, wait, that is Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. All my days are mixed up. So Friday, I've got a few of them there ready to help me get these things up on the wall. And I open the bag, and all of the pictures that are printed horizontally, that's this way, like a landscape or whatever, they have instead printed them vertically and somehow stretched the photo. So I don't even understand how it works, because it's a horizontal photo, but instead they did it like this and it stretched it. So like there's a picture of you preaching on stage and you're literally like, I can't even
do I look skinny?
Yeah.
Hang that mess up on the ceiling.
Yeah. But also weirdly distorted like an alien, you know, like, and so.
Like an alien.
Like a little bit of an alien. And so.
But how do you go through the process of printing all those and put them in a box and send them like we're going to be happy with it?
Quality control does
But is
not
there
exist.
a person that works there that's just an idiot?
Well, I don't want to say that. They were super nice, but also they were not
nice
paying
and competent
attention.
are different things.
And so I had my own little Samuel L. Jackson moment in
Whoa.
the auditorium. I didn't say any words out loud, but I sure thought a whole lot of them in my head. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. This like joyful, exciting, celebratory moment that I am so pumped about, because I'm like, of all the nostalgic people in the world, 2 of the biggest ones are sitting right here.
Yeah.
And like, I'm so excited. And yet it has turned into this massive debacle. And so I said, I'm done trying to get pictures. Easton, you can go take them back to them. So he took them back. He talked to them, and they were able to get them printed actually relatively quickly, which also was confusing because why did it take so long to get it done in the day? And you can get them corrected in an hour and a half. I don't know. This is a question I have.
Do you want to hear a story?
Sure. Oh, P.S. We got them hung in the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
And people walked through and were like, oh, my word. This is so beautiful. Your mom was here on Friday night when we were hanging them, and she was just like, I love this. And then she said, let me take pictures of y'all hanging the pictures because you're going to need those for another picture next year.
Whoa.
Like, and I was like, you're right. It's like, it was super. Issa says, no, we're not doing it.
But we had a guy in our church donate a printer to us.
Yes.
That's as big as a Ford Fiesta.
And that's how we're going to do anything. Yeah, it's literally the same. It's literally the same printer.
So
that FedEx
thank
used.
you for that giant donation.
Yes.
So hopefully next year
it'll
easier.
be exactly.
When you said that they got stretched, it reminded me one time.
Oh no.
The story's not in alignment with what we're talking about.
Yeah,
but
I have no idea what you're about to
but
say.
I cannot tell it. So we all, our church that I was on staff at, did a worship night, and they were making a live CD recording out of it.
Okay.
But they did the video recording of the night.
Yes.
And so I was obviously not on the worship team, but I got invited to the party.
You weren't?
No, I'm a party starter, so I got invited to the worship team's party.
How in the
Because
world?
they just needed Tristan to turn
They
up.
just needed somebody to be there.
Yeah,
Get
and
excited.
so I'm there.
That's
at
how
the
we got
worship-
invited to Cabo the first time. Remember? They just needed someone fun. Okay, go ahead.
And so I get invited to this worship team party, and they're watching the service, and I'm friends with this girl. I can't say what her name is. Should I give her like a fake name?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
What do I-
Cindy.
Cindy? Okay. So
know.
I'm friends with Cindy. And like we're like only friends, but like
You be trying to be more than friends, or she
no,
be trying
I
to be
don't
more
know.
than friends?
I don't really know. We're like
you're both maybe trying to be more than friends. Okay. Yeah.
And so we're sitting there watching the worship night, and like eating chips and cracker
Okay.
dip, and they have like the cheese ball.
Yep.
It's like one
Yeah.
of those kind of parties.
Yeah.
With the like jam on it.
Oh,
And
yep, I remember.
And
Cream
so
cheese.
so Cindy, all of a sudden, the camera goes to her, and she starts yelling, "Oh, turn it off of me!" And I'm looking at her like, "What?" And she's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong with your TV? Your TV's on widescreen." And she says, you know how back in the day you could
Yes.
change settings on the TV
Yes.
for if it was when widescreen TVs were first out.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah,
we
yeah.
used to have box TVs.
Yes.
And then new TVs came out and they're wider. And so she's thinking that the screen is stretched. And she's like, "I look horrible. I'm stretched. Change it." And another girl who's at the table right in front of us eating cheese and crackers, she goes, "No, Cindy, that's me." She was bigger. She was bigger than this other girl. And so my friend started yelling, "Look how fat I am on the TV." But it wasn't even her. They had all worn like matching black outfits.
Oh,
And they had the
no.
same haircut, and she just didn't know.
Oh,
And
my gosh.
And so when you said that the pictures were stretched, I thought you meant that I was going to come out looking like a Oompa Loompa.
No, the other way. But oh my
And
word!
so it reminded me of that night.
What happened after this moment?
She got up immediately. Not the girl. My friend Cindy got up, tears, ran out of the house, never came back to the party. And so I was like, definitely not dating you.
No, right.
You're an emotional train wreck, because the person who should be crying
Is the one who you just called fat.
is the other girl.
What did she do?
She was like, "It's okay, I know, whatever." And you're actually right. That I do look kind of like fat you.
It's the original fat Amy. Yes.
Oh,
my
dude, it
word.
is the
That's
worst.
so funny. I have never heard that story before.
I heard another story that happened this weekend for our birthday party,
Okay.
which we're gonna have to fix.
Okay. You have lots of things to fix.
So we ordered
chocolate cake.
No, yeah. So we ordered the 4 cakes. I don't know exactly what happened. Brady ordered the cakes.
Yes.
Tim goes to Sam's to pick them up.
Yes.
Tim apparently doesn't know how Sam's works.
Shout out Tim.
Tim picks up the cakes and just leaves Sam's.
How did
And
he get out without them scanning his?
I don't know. But
Did they scan your receipt?
But I come in on Sunday morning and Tim and Brady are high-fiving each other in the lobby because they got the cakes for free. So I'm like, this is awesome. I'm like, favor ain't fair. We got the cakes for free. Later I find out, no.
We stole them.
We stole the cakes. Tim stole the cakes. And so Brady's like, "Well, they should have caught him." I was like, no, wait a minute.
So funny.
So tomorrow,
We have to find out.
because everybody has the day off
Yeah.
except us jokers.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's a holiday.
Well, and they worked a lot. I don't know.
They
Whatever.
worked a lot.
Yeah. But
So we got to send somebody back to Sam's and explain that we stole 4 cakes. It's like Titus at 7-Eleven stealing a pack of gum and they can go back in.
Yes,
we're going to make Tim
we
and Brady
will
do
handle
that.
it tomorrow.
So sorry, Sam's.
But we might have paid for it. That's the other part. Is it actually may have got charged? We have to do the research to see if it
We
got
may have
charged.
online paid
we have
for it.
may already.
But
have
are we getting
purchased
refunds for all these photos?
1,000%.
Okay, because we better.
1,000%.
Yeah.
We already. It's only Walmart that we ever actually paid for and didn't get.
Well, hey,
something from.
listen, Walmart and Sam's are the same company. So if we stole the cakes and they don't refund the photos, it's a wash in
There
my
it
book. It's a wash in my book.
This is good. This
Okay, listen, here's what we're talking about.
Yes.
We're 18 minutes into this conversation.
Oh yeah. Sometimes we talk too much.
But what we're learning is what?
that it doesn't always go according to plan.
Yeah.
Things don't always go according. We had a way of saying it. Not according to plan. Is that what we're going to call
Not
it?
according to
Not
plan.
according to plan. Life doesn't always go according to plan. And the vision we had for the pictures was accomplished. But the path of which we got there did not go according to plan at all. And
Yeah.
sometimes in life, things get us to where we're going, but they don't go the way we thought they would. And sometimes we don't even get to the actual plan that we had in the first
Oh,
place.
what you didn't even say though about the photos is that they didn't even print them on foam board.
No.
They were just like
Oh,
floppy photos paper. And so then now we have to glue them together. And so
Did
then,
you know that foam board is now $2.50 a board?
Yeah, it's because the end is near.
Oh my word. So you and I are going to Home Depot on Thursday afternoon.
So Whitney and I went to Home Depot to try to buy some foam board, and there's not like a good option. So we bought this stuff called Ram board.
Ram board.
Which turned into me and Aaron up here cutting strips. And then we didn't have the right tape. And so I drove to to Grand Prairie to Michael's to buy these little sticky dots. Tim drove to Mansfield to buy them and spent $100 on sticky tapes.
This is right. So this project that was supposed to be a very insignificant
Simple.
expense
Turned into a train
also
wreck.
an inexpensive time. It turned into a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money.
You know the truth is though.
What?
The people of Moore Church, they walked in on Sunday and they
Yes.
saw something beautiful.
That's true.
And they thought, that's so nice. But they don't know the backstory of how it didn't go to plan.
Correct.
And this is essentially the story of my life.
Yeah.
It looks like, man, this guy's got some stuff going on. But the truth is, it has not been smooth.
No, I think that that's true for all of us, if we will admit it, that when we are young, especially like both my kids recently like graduated from high school, they're in college, they're figuring out their life, and I've taken myself back to that season of life a lot in this last few years. And I remember when I was 18, the life that I had mapped out for me.
Yeah.
When I knew when I was going to buy my house, what car I was going to get, what job I thought, like all of these plans I had. And you look back and like, no, life did not go according to plan. I feel like for many of us, that's a struggle we all face. And then when you're tugging into more, it's easy to get super defeated by the plan not going according to plan.
Yeah.
Because you and I are both plan people.
For sure.
Plan people. It's not like it didn't go according to plan because I didn't plan.
Yeah, I was not procrastinating, didn't have a plan. I
Right.
actually have probably had too much of a plan.
Right.
But none of the steps happened.
None of them.
Yeah.
And so, man, that can be super frustrating and defeating. So we started talking about it because yesterday you in the message even shared that. Like, hey, the story of Moore Church has not gone according to the original plan.
Yeah.
And it got us kind of on this trajectory of conversation that I think will be good today. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
What else you want to say?
Dude, I was watching this interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay. Samuel
And-
Jackson, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Arnold. And so in this interview, the interviewer was like, "Man, you're such a fortunate man, such a lucky life, you know."
Right.
And Arnold was like, "Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, the dude's a bazillionaire,
Right.
So like, he
He's
can't
the
really
governor of
complain.
California,
Yeah, like dude can't complain a
Right,
whole lot.
right.
But he started telling stories about how when he would be on set for movies, he would show up at 5 a.m. and be in the makeup chair for 4 hours
Right.
before anybody else showed up.
Right.
And then he was like, yes, the red carpet premiere is a great moment, but like the days and hours,
Yeah.
you know, like I think he was talking about Predator. And so in Predator, he's literally covered in mud, crawling through mud, getting bit by ants and bugs and messy. It's a dude
Yes.
so loud banging on the walls back there. And that it's not as glamorous as it seems.
Right, right.
Which maybe the banging on the walls will help
Yeah.
our beautifully white set that looks like it's so clean.
Right.
There's like 8 dudes banging on stuff behind us.
I know, like, oh my word.
It doesn't always go according to plan.
Right.
And so what are you going to do? Mike Tyson, he said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
It's really good.
What a great quote.
No, it's a great
Put
quote.
that on a t-shirt.
Because how many times in life are you going along and you think, I got it, I'm doing the plan exactly, and then just something smacks you dead in the face. And the truth is, if you are a winner or not is determined in how you respond to that punch in the face.
I've got 2 good friends that are stepping into senior pastor roles.
Okay.
One is taking over a like long-running heritage church, and the other is getting ready to plant.
Okay.
We okay, Easton, or do we need to stop? Okay, I'm back.
You're back. Did you talk to him and ask him?
Yeah, I had to go in there and lay the smack down. I went in there and I kicked the radio. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I just said, guys, I said it's real loud.
What they say.
They're like, oh, sorry, senor. Easton said, we're just talking and we look over and Easton's red face laughing and they turn the radio on and Easton said it sounded like a gorilla going, or so we're sorry if the audio has not been fantastic in this episode.
Okay. It literally actually works great for the topic that we're talking about today.
Okay, here's what we're talking about.
Mike Tyson, punch in the face, go.
Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Okay, I've got two friends that are stepping into being
lead pastors.
Lead pastors. One is like of a heritage church that's been around 100 years, and the other is starting a church from like scratch, planting.
Yeah.
And they're both so excited.
Yeah.
And I've been talking with them and processing like the steps that they're taking. And I'm just waiting for the phone call when the punch comes.
Yeah.
I don't want it for them, but I know
it's just inevitable.
I know that like all of the excitement and vision and passion, I know at some point they're going to get punched dead in the face with something. Right. Something that's not going to go according to plan, and then they're going to call me and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, what do we do? I can't believe this is happening. It's the devil." And I'm like, "Dude, it is what it is."
Right. The only way to not get punched is to never get in the ring in the first place.
Preach.
And so the fact is, if you're getting in the ring, if you're willing to get in the fight, then you're going to get punched in the face. It's just the way it is. And so like, but you're right. If you're not aware of that, if you're not prepared for that, then it can take you out. But I think what we've had to learn is like, oh, the punches are inevitably going to come.
Yeah.
How am I going to respond to them?
I told a story on Sunday about the Pecan Festival, which I don't want to retell here, but we had this big event before the launch of the church that I was so ready for.
The actual weekend before the launch.
Yeah.
And like we're going to be able to advertise and like totally get the name out.
Yeah. And it got rained out.
Right.
And so like all my balloons flew away, all my invite cards floated down the little creek. Like the whole thing did not go to plan, but God worked it out for better anyways.
Yes. Right.
And so I've been thinking about like all the times that stuff didn't go to plan,
right,
but ended up working out. I remember when I was really connected with the Chamber of Commerce, like in that season, I got really close to the president, like the paid leader of the Chamber of Commerce, and then she died.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this is not the plan.
Right.
Like I've been getting in a relationship, getting to know this person, and then now they're just gone.
Right.
But you know what? Favor is favor.
Yeah.
And so I made a relationship with the next person.
Right.
And that has happened in every dynamic of my leadership.
Yeah.
Is that like a relationship that you really invest in falls apart, and you're like, no, I need this connect. This is my plug. This is my person.
Right.
This is not the plan.
Right.
But then like, favor is favor.
Right.
Like walking in God's steps is his steps. And so even if something drastic changes, it doesn't mean that you're just in trouble.
No. And the longer I live, the more I see that when I allow his plan to take over, and instead of like being so stuck on it being my plan, then it always, what you're saying, it always works out better in the end. It's just really hard in the moment. I remember it was like in the same year that all the transition happened for you, I was working in a cosmetic world, and they had some transition in the like leadership of that job that I had. And I had done all the things. I'm like, type A personality, great worker, all of it. I'm like, oh, they're going to hire me for this new role. I know they are. They're going to absolutely, there's no question that they won't. And they didn't. And I was ticked, and I was so confused and mad. Like, what? Why would they not give me this job? But the truth is, had they, I don't know if I would have as easily said yes to when you stepped into this role here and come here and done this. And how silly if I would have spent my life doing that instead of what God's actually called me to do. But I might have. And so here I was so frustrated that it didn't go according to my plan, but I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know what the next year looked like. And so in my mind, it was just like, oh, this job will give me more flexibility. I'll be able to serve the church more. I'll be able to do like volunteer in different ways. It'll be easier and better for our life, and financially it'll work out better. But in hindsight, and maybe for like a year, that next year it would have been good. But in reality, I would have missed out on so much more. Yeah. And so like, I think so often what happens is when we get punched in the face, then we just feel like, never mind, I should quit.
Yeah.
Instead of just, I'm just keep going. I'm just keep doing what I know. Something we say like all the time is that you take the next right step. Well, when you don't know what the next one is, you just keep doing the last thing that God told you to do.
Yeah.
And so often when things aren't going according to plan, even now, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, just keep doing the same thing. Like
Yeah.
keep going.
It's really good.
It's super important.
So, point number 1 to our non-scripted, no notes.
Yeah, we don't have any. So I was like,
teaching.
what are you about to say?
No, I think you just said it, that when things aren't going according to plan, just keep doing the last thing that God said.
Yeah,
So
just
that's
keep doing
just
it.
faithfulness.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you know you should do.
Don't quit. Don't step back. Don't take a break. Don't do all that. Lean into what you know is the right thing to do and keep doing it.
Okay, what's next? So something doesn't go according to plan. This is not how I want it to work out. Cool. I'm being faithful, but I'm not real happy about it.
Yeah.
What do I do next?
Oh man. It could go a couple different directions, but I think one is, so even just in this picture thing this weekend,
Okay.
I was like, hey guys, I'm not going to lose my crap about this.
Okay.
I'm frustrated. I can see what's happening, but I'm choosing not to lose my crap.
Okay.
And so I had to let the people around me know.
Admit the emotions.
I feel really
Okay.
upset about this,
Yep.
but I'm not going to let it take me out. And so I think it was super helpful. I had Brady helping me, and she was able to be like, hey, Whitney, we're having fun. Hey, it's no big deal. Like,
Yeah.
this is great. We're not upset with you. It's not your fault they printed
Yeah.
it wrong. Like all of these things. And she was able to be like the encourager back to me anytime that I was trying to let it overtake me.
Yeah.
And so I think admitting the emotions and admitting them to people that will help you not lose your crap
It's really good.
is a really important part of the thing, like I can think of all kinds of times now in ministry and services in life where you and I, one to the other, would be like, hey, I need you to help me not lose my crap here.
Yeah.
And being able to be accountable to somebody else that can just be like, hey, it's going to work out. It's going to be fine. We have to be reminded of that sometimes just
So
because
good.
we're humans.
Yeah.
We can know the truth. We can know the scripture, but we also need to know it from someone around us that can remind us, hey, God's taken care of us before. He's going to take care of us again.
And hey, it's not the end of the world.
It's really good. Yeah.
It might be not good.
Yeah.
But it's not like on a scale of like the pictures didn't get printed to my house burns down.
Correct.
Like,
What?
okay.
Right.
Like,
No,
it's not that big.
No,
Okay,
it's super good.
faithful, admit the emotions, talk to somebody who's going to be an
Yeah.
encourager.
Yeah.
I think review potential options.
Right.
So like, okay, I don't like how this is working out.
Right.
What can I do? What is a potential next option? Because I think what you said, a lot of people just stop.
Right.
They just freeze in the like, this isn't the plan, so abort.
Yeah.
No. Maybe there's just a pivot that needs to happen.
Right.
That's not what
Maybe you just
wanted.
need to buy some RAM board.
Buy
for
some
real.
RAM board.
And make the decision, okay, I'm going to try and adjust to keep going in this season or whatever it is, and allow yourself to realize that I think the problem is when it doesn't go according to plan, we either get so stuck on it must. So we're forcing something
Yeah.
that we're not willing to look at the other options, or we quit. And so it's super great that we have to evaluate what are the options around us, what shifts can I make, what can actually help my life be better in this season.
When we were in the season meeting at the Pig, doing setup and teardown,
Yeah.
we got a phone call from the school district, and they said that we were not going to be able to meet at the Pig for the summer.
Yeah.
Period. That's all they told us.
Right.
We're evicting you through the summer because we're doing some construction. And so, dude, that was scary. We're about to be homeless. We had just sold our Matlock location. Like, we don't have another
Right.
option to,
What are we
to
gonna
go
do?
anywhere.
Right.
And so what do we have to do? We had to pivot, and we had to look at other options. And so we went to the school district, and we said, well, guys, if you're kicking us out of here, you have to provide another space for us. Like,
Yeah.
we have a contract.
Yeah.
Like, we've invested financially to
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah.
And so we told them what we needed, and they did it. And we moved to the center. Now, I did not want to go to the center.
Right.
But I would have rather went to the center than an elementary school.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Would have rather went there than a cafeteria somewhere.
Right.
And so, like, was that good? No. We hated it. It was hard. It was expensive. We lost people along the way.
Right.
But it was the best of the worst
Case scenarios.
Case scenarios.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's like sometimes you're either going to get punched in the eye or punched in the stomach. We got to pick which one you'd rather have.
That's really good. Yeah.
I'd rather punch me in the stomach, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather, that's going to hurt for a minute, but I won't have a black eye for a week. Punch me in the stomach.
Right.
You have to review what's the best of the worst options.
Yeah. No, it's super good. And then I I don't know how to make it a point, but you will help me make it a point. And then, so you're talking about when things are not going according to plan, then let me look at my options for the plan. But then something I found is then I also have to look at my options for myself. So what is my personal disciplines? What is my personal things in my control to help right now in the plan that I'm walking through? There's been seasons where like it's just a busy season, it's not going according to plan, and I can start to feel overwhelmed, and I'm okay, well, what can I control? Because I can't really change that we have to be at the center in 3 weeks.
Right.
I can't change that.
Yeah.
But I can change some things about my life right now. I can say no to maybe some other things that I was doing that I shouldn't be doing. I can say yes to going to bed early and getting up early.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that point should be called, but just like evaluate yourself too in it and go, what is it that I need to just shift, change? Easton, my son, is right now like in an internship and working here and finishing his like college pieces and about to get engaged soon. Like so many pieces. And I've had to be like, hey bro, you've got to structure your life differently than you did even 6 weeks ago because your schedule has to look different now. And so I think that when things don't go according to plan, if we're not careful to evaluate the plan, but also ourselves, we can get washed over by that, like you said, a small thing.
Yeah.
And it can cause us to like completely fall apart.
It's evaluate all burdens.
Yes, there you go. That's a good way.
Evaluate all burdens.
All things, yeah.
Because there are some things that you just can't do right now.
Right.
I sold my Jeep, which has 100 stories behind it. But one of the reasons is because I had to view that for the burden that it was.
Yeah.
The burden financially, the burden energy-wise, the burden of mental focus that I was always looking at parts. It was fun.
Right,
It's something that I enjoyed. But I had to alleviate this.
It's really good.
Focus. Yeah. It's like Zuckerberg only wears the same T-shirt every day.
Right.
He has like 30 of the same T-shirt.
Yeah.
Because you have like decision fatigue.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes what you're saying is we get fatigue of like all the stuff that we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And so if something isn't going to plan, that's going to take your energy.
Correct.
So where can you save energy in other areas that you're wasting it?
Yeah, it's super good. Super good. And then I think recognizing something that was so evident, in the message you shared yesterday, you talked about the timeline of our life and the timeline of the purposes God has for us. But what you also did in that was explain that when we can look back, we can see, oh, he's been faithful. God's been faithful in the process before. Yeah. And so right now it's not going according to plan. But if I'll just wait 5 minutes, I can see his faithfulness. And I saw a meme the other day on Instagram or something, and it was like a fire, like a campfire blazing, and it said like the problem right now. And then it said the problem in 5 hours, and it was, you know how like it burns down and it's just like kindling or whatever. And how true is that in the moments of our life that like when it's not going according to plan, all we can see is these 5 minutes and we're so frustrated. We're so like overwhelmed by it, but recognizing that like, wait, if God's been faithful before, he'll be faithful again. If this hasn't worked out, like this other plan in my life didn't work out, but the way I thought it would, but it actually worked out better. Okay, then I probably need to recognize that maybe this isn't going the way I thought it would, but it's going to work out better, and give it 5 more minutes. Like just chill the chunk out.
This morning, none of us woke up thinking about photos hanging from the ceiling.
Right.
But in a bigger scope. We had Sunday service, and then Sunday night we had what we call Encounter Night.
Right.
And it's just like an extended worship time where we have like extended
altar
times.
Yeah.
And our worship team was so on point. Not just musically, but I'm talking
not
like
even musically.
I'm talking spirit led.
Right.
I'm talking
anointed,
like
hearing from God.
Dude, so good, but also musically, like legit.
Also legit, yeah.
And I remember that not being the case last 2 Christmases ago.
Yeah, right.
2 Christmases ago, we had the biggest transition that we had kind of in our music department, and it being not how we hoped that it was going to go.
Right.
And it being kind of a train wreck situation all around. But just hold on 5 minutes.
Right.
It's just that sometimes 5 minutes is 104 weeks.
Golly, right.
2 years. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it's just hold on. Just because our Christmas this year, worship wise, is going to be a whole nother level
Right.
than what we've ever had.
Right.
But at one point, things did not go according to plan.
Correct. Absolutely. And so being willing to look at those things and then go, okay, now, today, this situation I'm facing, I have to look at and recognize these other times when his plan was better than my plan.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just like the
Yeah.
obvious.
Remember
like,
to look back.
Remember. And then have peace, trusting that, okay, it's not going according to my plan. But it's something we've talked about in our church, but also here on the Tug of War. But if we really believe that God's the one who sits on the throne,
Yeah.
we're not on the throne, then okay, it's not our plan, it's his. And we still have our part to play in it. We always have those caveats, but we can just trust what he's doing in it and chill the junk out. It's really,
Is there a time in your life that stuff wasn't going according to plan, but hindsight was a blessing?
Oh, 1,000 times.
Hit
I mean,
us.
I've told this one a million, probably. It's the biggest one in our life. Is the whole my husband, pilot, he was gonna work. I wanted to stay in Tulsa, Oklahoma the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I fought for it, prayed for it. I remember meeting my husband and deciding to marry him was well, he's a pilot, so you're going to move. And I was like, no, God's going to do it. He's going to take care of it. And he did. He gave us a job where he was flying out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, because I never wanted to leave. And yet, when it all started to untangle and life started shifting and God moved us here, I was like, what? I knew that God said it. I knew he set it up. I knew it was real. I knew that he did it. But man, it was not according to the plan I wanted at all for my life. And I was so confused. And for lots of seasons, for lots of weeks after we got here, I would tell my husband, I just want to go home. Can we just go home? And he'd be like, babe, you are home. And I was so how dare you do that to me? And now, oh my word, what would
Yeah.
my life be if I didn't?
Yeah, if you're still living in...
What would my kids' life be? What would our whole, all of the blessings of our life?
That separation was needed.
It was needed, necessary. It being in this area where our people are, where our all of the opportunity for our kids, just so many pieces. I can't even go into it unless I talked for another hour and a half. That the blessings that God had for us relationally, financially, so many things, emotionally,
Yeah.
spiritually, all came from being able to make this jump. And it's oh, it didn't go the way I thought it would. But thank God it didn't go the way I thought it would. You also,
So good.
that we
Thank God it didn't go the way.
Thank
you
God
thought
it didn't go the way
Yeah.
I thought it would. And we both have those people in our life that that this is Garth Brooks song or whatever, for unanswered prayers. There's guys in my life that I was I'm gonna marry that dude. Oh yeah, my life's gonna be so good. I can remember
Yeah.
thinking, oh yeah, if I married him and his family, and that would be so. Thank God that did not go according to the plan I
Yeah.
had. And
No, it's
thank
true.
God you didn't marry that Cindy lady. Oh my word. And so I just, there's so many stories in our. What about
She was
you?
good looking, but a little crazy.
Isn't
that how it works?
Little crazy.
Isn't that how it works? The matrix of attractiveness and crazy.
Yes, you've sent me the
Yeah.
YouTube link before.
So, for me, Rachel shared her testimony a bunch about her dad
Yeah,
leaving.
yeah.
But then her dad came back into her life.
Yeah.
And that was not according to my plan.
Right.
I'm I didn't have to ask this dude permission to marry her because he was gone.
Right.
Everybody thought he was dead.
Yeah.
And now he came back kind of in a pretty decrepit state.
Yeah.
And for the last 7 years of his life, we took care of him.
Cared for him.
And it did not go according to plan. But can I tell you what? It was such a gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a gift for my wife,
Right.
for her healing, for her to be able to process so much because her dad did
Right.
come back. It was a gift for my children
Yeah.
because they didn't know none of that stuff.
Right.
All they know is that Tati is what they called him. Mario was a great grandpa. That's
Right.
all they knew.
Right.
And so it was a gift to them. It was a gift to Rachel's mom, Lorena. Mario was a retired military guy, and so he brought some resources with him that
Yeah.
was a blessing to her.
Yeah.
And dude, I was not happy. I was this freaking dude. you're the guy who's hurt my wife more
Right.
than any human being on the planet.
Right.
And now you're just going to show back up here with your walker,
Right.
acting like we should forgive you.
Right.
It was not according to plan.
Yeah.
But God
Right.
knew what he was doing, and I wouldn't change it for a second.
Yeah. So good.
But that's only with hindsight.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where we are in our points, but another point is like be patient until the hindsight hits.
Yeah.
Because in the storm, it only sucks.
Yeah.
In the middle of the confusion, the chaos of like, why is this not going according to plan? It only feels like not a good option.
Right.
But like you give it 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow,
Look what happened.
this was great.
Yeah. No, it's so good and so true. And I think that if we're really honest and we all evaluate in our life, we all have something somewhere, some moment that's not going according to our original plan.
Yeah.
But if what you said, give it 5 minutes, but also just keep stock of that and start remembering it. Cause every time I walk through a season like that, it helps me for the next one.
Yeah.
And I think that even right now, like talking about that yesterday, so helped me in some moments that I'm in right now that I'm like, oh wait, it's not going according to plan, but I bet it's about to work out really good.
Yeah.
I bet it's about to be such a blessing that I didn't even know. And so,
Yeah.
what?
Should we hit the tug team with any verses?
Oh, we got all of them. You gave yesterday like 4 or 5 of the like what did I call them? Stitch them on a pillow. What do they call?
Yeah,
Stitch them on a pillow verses.
Yeah.
That are like, you said it like they're the yeah verses, which I thought was hilarious. But it's true that like verses that we kind of dismiss because we hear them so often, but they're so good.
We can link the message.
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Link that. Okay, go.
You want me to read a few?
Yeah, read it.
Proverbs 19:21. And we can put these on the screen like on a Sunday.
Can you do that?
Easton said, yes. Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans in a person's heart,
Yep.
but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails.
Yeah.
We've got plans and ideas and strategies, but listen, God's on the throne in heaven. He's going to do as he pleases.
Yeah.
And so it's his purpose that
Right.
prevails. And the older I get, the more I learn that as long as my plan aligns with his purpose, the higher the percentage of my prosperity.
Okay.
The last P wasn't very good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to use prevail somewhere. I was waiting for it.
But like
The more,
Yeah. The closer
My
that
life will
my
prevail.
plan is
Yeah.
to his purpose,
Yeah.
the better chances it's going to work out.
Yeah. Philippians 1:6 is like one of my life verses that I love so much. And it's,
wanna read it?
It's the he who began a good work, right? In you.
Be confident of this.
There you go.
That he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus.
Yeah.
Until the rapture, until the end of days.
Right.
The work that God started in you is going to complete
Continue,
even
yeah.
after you die.
Right.
Even after you don't live here anymore. His purpose is still going to be working out in you.
And when you can really evaluate and understand that he's still working, like we hear that phrase, like, or maybe it's a song. Is it a song? If I'm not dead, then he's not done or whatever. But it's true. Like,
If he did it before.
and when you say it like that, I'm
Never
like,
do it
oh,
again.
even when I'm dead, he's not done. Like,
Yeah.
oh, wait,
Yeah.
it is true that he is faithful to keep going. And so, like, what else? Which one?
2 more. Jeremiah
29:11.
29:11. Now don't yeah it away. Because if you'll really get this promise, it can change your life. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. God's up there with a plan for you.
That's right.
He knows your name.
Yep.
He knows the number of hairs upon your head. He knows the name of your kids. He knows the numbers in your bank account. He knows you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Here's what they are. Plans to hook you up.
Right.
Plans to prosper you, to advance you, to propel you, to
Right.
send you into more. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you,
That's
not
right.
to hurt you, not to forget about you, not to
Right.
shame you,
That's good.
but plans to give you hope.
Come on.
'Cause sometimes you need hope when you're in a hole, and a future.
Yeah.
His plan is to prosper us.
Yeah. Not to harm us. So
Not
good.
to harm us.
And
But it
then-
doesn't feel like it when
No.
stuff is sucky.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It feels confusing and frustrating and hopeless. I think that's the hope is a piece that I'm like, I feel like so many people I know right now are in moments where they feel like they've been holding on for 5 minutes and 10 minutes and 20 minutes. And it's like, no, they don't. Just hold on to the hope.
Every once in a while, Whitney can go worst case scenario.
What?
In your like
Never.
in your speed logic, you're not like a high emo.
No.
Whitney's not like a high emo.
Me and Cindy would not have been friends.
No, not at all. But you're high logic and
Yes,
fast.
yeah.
And so in that, sometimes worst case scenarios can flood you.
Yeah.
Talk
Because
about
I can get the plan and the steps. It's so loud. Can you hear anything or no? Does it just sound like we got a drummer behind us? We asked Easton to play the drums and produce the podcast all at once. No. What are we saying? Yeah, I can.
Worst case scenario.
Because of well, I've learned because of trauma and because of logic, I can come up with all of the possibilities in a moment of how something could go, and that is a very slippery slope and a hole that you can end up in very quickly. Because what if it goes according to the worst case scenario, but what if it doesn't? And there's like a whole lot of space in between, but it's easy to go to the what if it goes according to the worst case scenario because I don't know, because it's terrifying.
So next time you start feeling yourself going worst case scenario, what are you going to do?
I'm going to remember that there's a whole big span of things. Hey, you do it too. Like, come on.
All day.
But there's a whole gamut of options. And then the last verse that you didn't read is Galatians 6:9. Do not grow weary in doing good.
Yeah.
For at the proper time. And that's the part that pisses me off, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Is like, I don't want it to be the proper time. I want it to be my time. I want it to be the time that I want because I am in a hole. Because I don't have a whole lot of hope. Because it's not going according to my plan. But at the proper time, his proper time, not our proper time, we will reap a harvest. We will reap the purpose that will prevail if we don't give up. And I think so often that it's just a simple strategy of the enemy to get us to feel like, well, it's not going according to plan, so never mind. I'm just going to get out of the ring. I'm just going to stop fighting. I'm just going to stop tugging into more. No, at the proper time, we'll reap a harvest. But that last piece is really important if we don't give up.
That's a whole sermon.
It is.
That we need to write.
Yeah.
Called The Proper Time.
Proper time.
The proper time.
Yeah.
And guess what? The proper time might not be right now.
No.
And what I've learned is the proper time has never been in my timeline.
Never.
I can't ever remember when I was like, okay, here's how fast I want to do this. And then it happened.
Well, that
So maybe faster. And then I'm freaked out that it's happened so fast.
No, you're right. That's really funny. But because I was going to say the other, like, God, we always say in church, like, you hear that like preacher thing, like, God is seldom early, but he is never late. And like, it sounds so cool on stage, but in life, it takes you straight off because you're like, why are you late is what it feels like.
Like, you could have just showed up a little early.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's polite.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
just get here 5 minutes early and then I'm not going to be stressing out if you're showing up or not.
Come on, bro.
But instead, I'm waiting until exactly the right moment. Kid grief. It's difficult, but
guys, things don't always go according to plan.
that's true.
That's true if you're buying sheet cake. It's true if you're hanging photos.
Yes.
It's true if you're planning an event.
Yes.
It's true if you're planning a church. It's true if you're married. It's true if you're trying to pursue a career.
That's right.
It's true if you're raising kids.
Yeah.
It's true if you're trying to lose some weight.
Oh, dang.
Dude.
Didn't even talk about that.
No, we went to Michigan. You know. Do you know how many times I ate donuts? Too many. There's a donut place in Michigan.
My brother bought a T-shirt.
I bought a
from
T-shirt.
It.
It's so good.
That's how many times he went.
Yeah, it's not good. I saw, you know what else is happening?
What?
They're opening a
Portillo's.
Portillo's.
Or Portillo's. I don't know.
They're opening one in Arlington, and they've got this shake where they take a whole piece of cake and put the cake
in the
shake, and then they grind it up.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't always go according to plan. I wish that the only restaurants that existed sold lettuce. This would be great. We would all be healthier.
Vegetables.
Yeah. But
And grilled chicken.
things are hard, man. It doesn't always go according to plan. So we've got to listen to those points.
Yep.
But I think that last verse you quoted is the greatest, like, tombstone.
It's
verse.
the greatest verse that
Do not
we know.
become weary, tired, exhausted in doing the right thing.
Right.
Sometimes the right thing is just being patient and faithful and waiting.
Yep.
Why? Because in the right timeline, in the right moment, in the right season, there's a harvest coming, a blessing, an opportunity, an outpouring.
Right.
If you just don't quit.
Yeah.
And so our encouragement to you is don't give up.
Don't quit.
Don't give
do
up
it.
if it's not going your direction. If you just got punched in the face,
Yep.
it's all good.
That's good.
Love you guys.
Love y'all.
Look, now it's quiet. See ya.
It is. Why?